pick is going to be extremely volatile, and this Poppy, well, it's going away from what we're all looking for, but this is a very, very good matchup for the Poppy. Jax is not happy here, and honestly, Poppy is a great pick here into Rek'Sai in front of the tower, because the junglers are matched here, and now the problem is that Rek'Sai, this is a little bit aggressive, but I think it's a little bit of a overstick. But it's okay because both junglers are playing to their win conditions over here. We're gonna see a skirmish here, but this one is favoring Oscar because
flash in, the knockup, closer gets one. Now Kana looking for the follow-up. Razork has to start running. How long left on the counter-strike? Long cooldowns early on for the Jax. Razork should be able to get out for now, but that's the tunnel in, waiting for the knockup. The stun now comes through as well. Kana grabbing a kill on the top side.
On his top side.
Yeah, especially when there's a lot of members up here for the Void Scuttles as well. I keep saying Void Scuttles, Rift Scuttles, whatever the hell they are. My brain's gone. Thank you. It means that then KC are in a pretty decent spot now to play off of the fact that Kana has this push. The red buff and the blue buff making it very tough then for Oscar to really deal anything. But it does mean that Ornn is now on his own on the bot side, and they want to look for the dive.
Let's shift that focus down to the bottom lane. Noah trying to kick things off. Already exhausted. Targamas holding on. Knockup will hit onto Noah, but Noah, of course, stopped attacking. Doesn't need to tank tower aggro here. Razor kicking things off again. Flawless dive in the bottom lane from Fnatic. They can't go. Targamas is going to build himself an item, but just really hard to approach all those Ivan brushes. I can't even see the Dragon Health bar because the Daisy Health bar is right there. Unstoppable is Targamas. Immediate all coming out from Noah. Nice ultimate from Upset for a bit of extra shielding. And here comes the Ram! Now the damage, the follow-up there. Noah in trouble with Closer. Starting to chase for the kill. One more Void Seeker. Upset grabbing another. KC finding the fight in the pit. The flick back onto Razork is good. Fnatic get the Drake, but they lose just
very good start, but we've seen Karmine Corp get these good starts. But that was with a different roster. And now with Closer already getting in onto Jund, they want to try and push this advantage.
Pushing in, want to step forward for more. The TP now coming in. Upset's been completely isolated from the fight, but it might not matter. Vladdy backing up, disengage coming through. Targamas now going to be in trouble. Oscar running in the midst of two. A clean knockup onto Closer, and now it's Noah who's on the hunt. Knockup from Closer, not enough to stop the fight from coming in. Good flick back from Vladdy. Oscar getting lower and lower, forced to flash away. But in the meantime, Fnatic happy to pick up a couple extra grubs, even out the bus at 3-3.
KC just a little bit off on the timer. Targamas' ultimate wasn't quite up and available. Just needed maybe 4 or 5 seconds before that ultimate became available. And reminding KC as to why they are so vicious is they can play off these small timers and find those windows. But now Closer going in once more. Jund might be overextended.
Ulti coming in. Razor going to be in trouble. That's one very squishy Ivern. They don't quite have the ball damage to finish, but Closer does. Jund now in trouble as well. Fnatic getting picked apart. They get one kill back on Upset, but that's all they're going to walk away with. Good. Again, I don't want to oversell it. It's positive early signs for KC. Certainly early game was, you know, one of the better points of this team when we look back at two pretty tragic splits. So we'll need to see what it looks like as we get to the mid game, as we get later on. But so far, the coordination already much better than what we saw in winter and spring. That said, Fnatic are only going to get scarier. That's an Ivern. They've got a Poppy to tank in the fights. Hwei is going to get scarier, and we know what Noah can do on 3 items on the Zeri. Yes, the build is slightly different around KC's blue buff, really keeping Oscar at least up in terms of pace, allowing him to match in terms of itemization for Kana. Yes, he's not going to outscale the Jax, but to fall. Big boon to the side of KC. Again, remember their long-range engage threat with this Ornn is huge. So denying or
opportunities for KC to start to push in mid and play for sides, which is exactly what they want. But Fnatic doing a good job here of responding and getting a tower for themselves as well.
Grouping here, 5 members strong, might be gearing up for the full front to back, but it's Oscar who's on the flank. Both sides happy to just poke at each other. Kana now locking up Oscar. Oscar flick back. He's tanky, but is he tanky enough? But they're all into the choke. Humanoid is doing so much work. Noah immediately going to go for the ultimate. The knockup now coming through for the disengage on Targamas. They grouped for the Hwei. The follow-up from Fnatic. Brutal is closer. Cut down. Humanoid check sniper there. Pretty damn quickly. The question is, KC, what can they do to stop this? Jund not afraid to frontline. Has Celestial opposition. Could eat damage for so long. 4K, it's getting lower. Closer on the way, but he's not going to be there in time to stop the smite. They'll be able to grab at least 1 kill. Jund taken out, Baron taken down. KC, do they want to keep following?
Very quickly.
KC should just be able to take this one down, at least slow the dragon stacking on the side of Fnatic.
This 5-man stack just going to burn through this bottom lane tower and using Ivern's ultimate of Daisy to just push back Karmine Corp and make sure they're able to get it.
Oscar continuing to step forward. Brush is set up for the siege, and again, anyone who walks up is going to take a bunch of damage from Humanoid. Oscar with a knockback as well onto Vladdy, the main source of wave clear. That should be included in the Poppy sound kit, I think.
Definitely.
The Wii there. All right, so Inhibitor will fall, traded for tier 2 as Kana at least tries to keep up a bit of pressure mid, knowing that there's not really an angle for them to fight at this point in the game. Upset is at 105 souls, but he's only on the Senna. Gonna need a few more stacks, a few more items before he really starts to feel like a threat that can work through that front line, especially when there's an Ivern in the mix. And the tough thing for KC as well is even if you get a fight that starts positive, if you can't kill Noah, if you can't finish off that Zeri, Noah will be more than happy to clean up in favor of Fnatic. Another tower falling down. Vladdy using the wall to get involved as Kana stands off to the side. It just feels like Fnatic are taking whatever they want. KC don't quite feel confident enough to pull the trigger. Don't think that this is their time to force a fight, but they're losing 2 inhibitors effectively for nothing this second one.
I mean, how do you engage? Oscar Innen's in a great position to deny Targamas entry. Closer's being marked by Jun. They're just positioned. Kana, though.
Desperate to force, Dawning Shadow to try to interrupt. Jun and Razork both going to get knocked up, but that's the start of the fight. Kana, flick back is good onto Humanoid. Good start. Kana needs to get involved in the fight. The Jack's still coming in, but they just immediately...
Humanoid, Blackfire, Torch, and Leandri's Anguish, and he's going to be able to hit multiple people consistently with the way Fnatic's team fight is set up. It becomes...
This is definitely not ideal. Luckily, Upset has a lot of healing. Push there. Targamas, though, caught in a bit of a tough spot. Hook going to go a little bit wide from Jun. Objective already started. Noah moving back and forth. Not sure if they want to keep the fight. Oscar getting lower and lower. Targamas has to be careful not to get caught out. Uses the Unstoppable and Closer waiting over the wall. Clearly ready to try to force the steal. Or an ultimate going to get used. Knock up on a 3 is good, but again, there's no immediate fall. Vladdy laying down as much damage as he can, but the front line is just too damn strong. Razork will not let any of his tanks fall. Kana dropped. Oscar on a killing spree. Vladdy doing what he can, but it does not matter. Razork, the shields coming in left and right. Noah starting to take over the fight, and Upset absolutely useless in the exchange. Closer retreating, Upset retreating. Fnatic again finding the angles. The TPs come out on the bottom side. It looks like they're ready to end it here.
Fnatic are done. Karmine Corp are done. And Fnatic, with a confidence team fight, will pick themselves up a win in summer.
No matter what optimism KC, the team, the organization, the fans might have, Fnatic are here to remind them that they're still a step ahead as they get first blood here in the LEC Summer Split.
And what a